Hey crafters, it's Maymay, and I have a question for you. I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but do you want to build a snowman? I could just die. I never quote that movie. Oh my gosh. Okay. I went to the Dollar Tree today, and I saw this little guy, and I really liked him. I was like, this looks like Maymay. Okay. Except it's got glitter, but it's cool. We're going to go with it. Then I saw these little guys, and these little guys, and I know these are Santa boots, and I may not use them, but I thought they were cute, and I wanted to get them. I already had one of these at home, but these are from the Dollar Tree because I bought several of these in case I wanted them. And I picked up a picture frame. And I'm going to show you how to build a snowman. I think this will be super fun, so let's get started. I'm going to first take all of these stringy things off because I don't need them. Just set that aside. And like I said, these are from the Dollar Tree. And these little ornaments are 2 to a pack. And you do need 2 hands, so that's awesome. We got both of those. I don't know if I'm going to use these, so I'm going to leave them on there because I have a wall that I push pin things on, and this will hang in case I don't use them. But if I do use them, we'll cut them away. And this guy. Okay, let's open this frame. Now, this is one of those crafts that if you blink, you're going to miss it because it ain't going to take us long to put this one together. This is also one of those crafts that if you want to do something with your kids that has a big impact, or if you want to do a gift for somebody but you don't have a whole lot of time, this is the one to do. So, I'm going to move these out of my way for a second. I think the first thing I'm going to do is do the picture frame. Now, I'm going to come to the back of it and open it up. And my idea is to, watch how cheap I am. I'm serious. I'm going to flip this over so that it's white on the back side. See that? Now, you could put a picture in here. If you were giving somebody a gift and you wanted to put a picture, or if you wanted to put some burlap in there, or whatever. We're going to make this a dry erase board. But that's how cheap I am. I'm not even going to waste a piece of cardstock, because now it's white, right? Super cool. You might want to clean that glass, because that looks a little dirty. But there's all I'm doing to the picture frame to get it started. Next, I'm going to take these little guys. And I don't care for this ornament piece, so I'm just going to pull that off. Just like so. And then you're left with these little plastic pieces, but they don't really bother me because I don't think they stick out. So I've taken care of that. And then he has this little like top knot piece, and I don't think you have to cut that off. I'm going to try to and see if it'll cut off easy. Yeah, it did. Left me with an ugly spot, so I'll cover that with something. So he's ready. And I'm going to start with the thing that takes the least amount of time. And that's going to be hot glue, okay? Here's what you're going to do. You're going to hot glue his head to the top. I'm going to lay it like this so you can see it. His head is a little too big for these hands, obviously, but we're going to play with looks of things. So instead of gluing these here, because that just looks like he has big, massive hands, we're going to glue them on the side. And what it'll do is kind of give us the feel of the mitten, but it won't look as large, okay? So I'm just going to turn this on its side, put a little hot glue. Okay, and then put my little mitten hand down. And see how I'm putting it on an angle on the side? But when I turn it this way, it just looks like a little mitten holding it. Make sense? In pictures, this will probably look better. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And they don't have to be exactly in the same spot because, you know, your hands move up and down. You do want to make sure you put a left and a right on, or at least make them be in a left and a right position. So now his little mittens are holding the frame, which is exactly what we wanted. And I'm going to hot glue his head to the top. Just like so. Now, I got this at the Dollar Tree. You may be able to find, you know, at another store a larger snowman head. This was the largest they had. And I really wanted to do a Dollar Tree craft, so something really affordable for you guys. So just hold that till it, and the plastic is going to be perfect for the hot glue. We're not using any metal here. It's just plastic on plastic. I'm going to let that cool, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so you can kind of see him. I'm going to turn him this way. You can kind of see we've got his head glued on and his hands glued on. Now I'm going to take some ribbon, and I'm going to tie this around his neck like a scarf. And I may even tie a bow. I'm going to play and see what it looks like. I like it like a scarf, so I want to do that. And I'm going to cut this piece away and cut this one a little bit, and it'll kind of like the wind's blowing it. So we'll play with that in just a second. Now I'm going to see what little embellishments I want to put on him. you remember this green stuff I used on my last snowman project? I love it. This little holly berry stuff. I'm going to cut a piece to go around his hat because I think it looks really good. But I'm going to wrap it a couple times. So what I'm going to do is start a piece in the back with some hot glue. Just like this. I'm going to let that dry in there for a second, because that way I can wrap it and put some tension on it. Okay, and now I'm going to wrap the greenery. Just wrap, wrap, wrap till I get all I want on it. I want it to be pretty built up. So that looks good. Now we'll glue that down. So now I have the little garland where I want it, and I have this little heart embellishment which was sent to me, and this is actually from an old Christmas sweater, and she took these off and saved them and sent them to me for my Christmas album, but I don't think she'll mind me using them in this way because I think this is cute. So I'm going to stick that little heart on his hat with a little hot glue. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this little ribbon so that it looks like it's kind of wind swept by putting a little lift in the side there. And that way it'll look like his little scarf has kind of been blown in the wind. Just a touch of hot glue, just enough to hold it in place to the side so we can still write on it. Like so. Okay, so as a last minute change of mind, I was going to use this for the base, and I showed you this, but I changed my mind because I didn't like the way it looked when I put it on. It was too skinny. It just didn't match him. So what I had in my stash, which you can pick these up, where did I get this? I think I got these at Walmart, and they're like 50 cents, 97 cents. They're not very much, okay? So I got this little round piece of wood, okay? And I painted one black so we could go ahead and get started. So that's all that is a little round piece of wood. And I've decided that I'm going to glue him on here because he looks a lot better on here than he does on the stand, and this will make him stand up. Also, notice the top of his hat. I used some of the Snow Rider, and I just covered that up. But he was so tall it was hard to do that in the camera. So that's just Snow Rider and a little paintbrush smearing it around is all that is. So now what I'm going to do is come to the bottom and do this with hot glue all the way across the bottom. And I'm going to make sure I cover that whole base because that's going to be what holds him up. So a good bit of hot glue. Okay. And then this little circle just happens to be exactly right, so I'm going to just line him up across it and hold him there until he cools. Now you can see that he has a base. See that? And now I want to decorate the base. So I'm going to try to change my camera angle. I've never done that before. We're going to try it so you can see what I'm doing down here. So for the base of our snowman, I have these little glass tile letters, and I thought it would be cute if I kind of stood them up on end. Let's see if they'll stay without glue. And spelled out the word Frosty. So that's not perfect, but when I get them glued down, they'll be standing up. So I'm going to add the word Frosty, and I have this little wheelbarrow. Isn't it cute? And I have this trim. Let me show you. This trim is from like Michael's or whatever, and it's a little snowball trim, and I just cut the snowballs away and made a little pile of them like this to put inside the wheelbarrow. And I think I'm going to add the wheelbarrow too. So I think I'm going to add the wheelbarrow first so I can put the word around it. Now this is where you can just play and have fun. You can do anything you want down here. And I just think this little wheelbarrow will be so cute right there to the side. So I'm going to put some glue on his wheel and his base. So just hot glue and stick that down in place. Okay. And I'm going to put a little hot glue inside of him, of our little wheelbarrow. And then I'm going to pile snowballs in it. Literally just pile them up in it and press them into the glue. You might want to add a little more glue and put a little more snowballs on top for height. And then I'm going to wait before I put any more because I may want to put them around the letters too. Okay, so now I'm going to try to fit the word Frosty. Now Frosty has 6 letters, and if you remember from typing school, you count 3 and then 3 in the middle is between them. So I want the O and the S to be the center, so I need to find where that's going to be. So if I do the O here, which the O didn't want to stand up while ago, so the O is there, the S is here, I think I can make this work. If I can't, I can always take it off. So I'm going to put a little hot glue on the letter. stick it down. And I'm going to stagger them, so that way I know I have room for them. So now that says Frosty. And let's put a couple of snowballs in. Put a little hot glue by the S. Now I think it needs something else. So I'm going to take some more of my Snow Rider and I'm just going to put it wherever I think it needs it. Just kind of put some here and there. I think where these letters are on the bottom would be really cute to have a little bit of snow down there. And I'm going to put some at the base where my little wheelbarrow sits, which you probably can't even see. Some on the tire, on the wheelbarrow itself, and the handles. And I think it needs some right here, which I think I'm blocking, but let me do it this way. So here he is, guys, all finished. There's his top hat, and you can see I used the Snow Rider on the top, so I was able to sprinkle around some snow to cover up that hole and then decorate with the garland. I also put some Snow Rider on the top of the frame just because I thought it tied the bottom together. And then I wrote Burr because that sounded like a cold sentiment, right? And there's his little mittens and his base that says Frosty. That's all there is to it. It's a pretty cheap little project, but I think he's super cute. And I'll show you how he looks in pictures. You'll be able to see him even better. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. See you Wednesday.